Welcome back. It's Doug MPA. We all know that modern women, old, middle aged, and young, are all bad with money. That could be your money, their money, the government's money, and money that they received through a lawsuit or a inheritance or an annuity, any of that. This article says, I inherited $250,000 from my grandmother and regret how I spent it. I wish I had overcome my fears around money sooner. Guys, $250,000.
Jesus H. Christ.
Oh my goodness. So we're going to get into how this woman blew through all this money. Before I do that, like the video, subscribe, drop a comment. I really appreciate it. Shows you support me and what I'm doing over here. And let's get into this. It says Sarah Faith Jacobson inherited $250,000 in January 2021, but didn't have a plan for the money. After spending most of her inheritance, she sought help from a financial advisor to rebuild. Now she has a new job and an understanding of money with plans to save and invest. Yeah, after she blew through the $250,000. It says, growing up, I knew very little about money. In the fifth grade, I learned how to balance a checkbook, but that was about all of my financial literacy. Now, this wasn't really her fault because anyone outside of America, I have to tell you, we do not teach financial math in middle school, high school at all. We'll teach you trigonometry. We'll teach you all sorts of advanced stuff, but uh, you know, uh, basic finance, no way, nope. I went to college and graduated with a bachelor's degree in women's studies in 2007. Women's studies.
Jesus H. Christ.
That tells you everything that we need to know about her, right? My family paid for college, so I graduated debt free. When I came into a large sum of money in 2021, I wasn't sure what to do with it, and I regret how I spent it. So, so she started bachelor's degree. It may be useless, but at least she was debt free, guys. No debt, college degree. Let's see how this happens. So she said, I worked as a birth doula and did prenatal and postpartum massage. There you go. That's pretty much all you're going to be able to do with a women's studies degree. Am I right, guys? I became a lactation educator and then a lactation consultant. So I was in the mother baby realm for most of my professional life in Colorado. Yeah, Colorado, it figures. The pay was not great. Of course, it wasn't. But my family helped me financially by paying my rent. Does this make you want to get a women's studies degree, guys? During this time, my father told me I was in my grandmother's will and I would receive an inheritance. She died in November of 2020. When I inherited $250,000 in January of 2021, I quickly realized I didn't have a plan for the money. My grandparents were successful real estate investors in the San Francisco Bay Area in the 1970s. I inherited $75,000 from my grandma's will and $175,000 from her life insurance policy. My sister and my two cousins all received the same amount of money. I received the $175,000 as a lump sum and the $75,000 in multiple payments over the following months. So she got $175,000 all at once.
Jesus H. Christ.
When a trustee for my grandmother's accounts transferred the $175,000 into my bank account, I realized I had a lot of fear around money. If she had a lot of fear around money, she wouldn't have spent all of it. A fear of money? What are you talking about? Seeing it was relieving as I didn't have much money then, but it quickly turned into feelings about not being good enough or worthy and deserving of having money. I hired a financial advisor and then I ghosted her. So I hired a financial advisor who offered a year-long program in which we would meet twice a month to develop a plan for the money I received. We would also talk about changing my career and creating career goals. Even though I paid her $5,000 fully in advance, I ghosted her because of my limiting beliefs about money and spent my inheritance pretty quickly. I wasn't ready to deal with my emotional issues around money. Guys, how how does emotional issues lead you to blowing through $250,000? It's irresponsible. Emotional issues. See, this is how women tell the female-friendly version of a story. I decided I wanted to leave Colorado because I was done with the snow. I put some of my stuff in storage, loaded up my Subaru Crosstrek because, of course, she owns a Subaru Crosstrek with 6 months worth of stuff, and took off. I blew through the money living life. I'm a champagne taste on beer budget kind of girl. I took a road trip to places I wanted to move to and spent most of my inheritance on that trip. I left my job and didn't have an income source. I lived off the inheritance money. I went to the Denver area for 2 weeks, then to Colorado Springs for 3 weeks, and then to Santa Fe, New Mexico for about 3 weeks before landing in Austin. I spent a good portion of my inheritance on Airbnbs, hotels, gas, and food. Oh my goodness.
Jesus H. Christ.
This is when women say, I like to have experiences. Watch out, you guys, because this is what they spend most of their money on. Plane tickets, Airbnbs, hotel, gas, food. What does she have to show for all this? Nothing besides pictures on Instagram and Facebook. Some other items I purchased with my money were expensive health equipment for $5,000, a $2,000 silver diamond ring that I still own, and 2 fancy dinners in Santa Fe. After this trip, I was ready to confront my feelings about money, so I contacted the same financial advisor. Looking back, I struggled because I never received a financial education. Money was not tight for my family, and I never had to pay for anything as a child. I think having a plan for the money would have been more important, but that's what I did wrong. I also wish I had been willing to confront some of my complicated feelings about money, shame, and judgment of myself. So, wait, how is she feeling all this way if she didn't have to struggle growing up? She literally said that she never had to pay for anything as a child. So what's all this emotional stuff about money? What's she talking about? A lot of times you can tell that people that never had anything because they're irresponsible with money. You can pretty much assume that someone that didn't have money growing up is going to be irresponsible with it. See a lot of basketball players, football players, professional athletes, but she seemed to have had a upper middle class lifestyle. Now, it was on the left liberal side because she grew up in Colorado and she was a doula and has a women's studies degree. I don't understand this toxic emotional connection she has with her spending habits. I don't get it. It says, even though I ghosted her, I went back to the financial advisor about a year later. I spent most of my money by then, but we met and she was understanding and compassionate. She agreed to work together since I had already paid the $5,000 up front. She helped me get back on my feet when I was in a dire situation. So she went from $250,000 to a dire situation.
Jesus H. Christ.
Oh my goodness. We examined my financial situation practically, and she gave me steps I could take to overcome it. She also helped me brainstorm my career options and set up a plan. In January of 2022, I had a come to Jesus moment. I had to make money. I got a job doing elder care and started working side jobs. It was a dramatic situation to receive a big chunk of cash and then freak out and not know what to do with it. The financial advisor helped me heal a lot of my money trauma and my money blocks. I've done a lot of healing work. I also improved my financial literacy. I rent an apartment in San Antonio and I'm still building up my salary. I haven't started investing or saving, but when I have the extra money, I want to invest in real estate investment trusts. Now, how is she going to do that? She's in a career where she barely makes any money, and when she gets large sums of money, she spends it all. Why do women think that they're just going to get involved in real estate, you guys? What is going on? I'm passionate about my leadership work in the corporate world. I'm in a better place. And if I receive a large chunk of money again, I would have the capacity to hold it and use it wisely. $250,000 on a road trip. Couldn't she have at least left the country at least? Go to Dubai, go to Bali or something? Guys, this is how modern women blow through their money. This is why a lot of them are broke. Even the ones making 6 figures. Women feel entitled to a lifestyle when they're making money. Men don't. 85% of solo travelers coming out of the U.S. are women. Tell me what you think about this in the comments, guys. Like the video, subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.